Hello, it's Dr. Rhonda Johnson, and today is Wednesday, January 13th, 2021. And today I'm going to provide an update on adverse events from the coronavirus, the COVID-19 vaccines. Now, on January 10th, I recorded a video message that asked the question, what are you going to do? And at that time, I mentioned that over 6 million people had received the vaccine and there had been 0 deaths and no serious side effects. Well, today, in full transparency, I am reporting that Pfizer says that it is investigating the death of a Florida doctor who had received 1 dose of the company's COVID-19 vaccine. This doctor was an obstetrician gynecologist in the Miami area, and he died sadly from a condition called severe thrombocytopenia, which limits the blood's ability to clot, and he died from internal bleeding. His wife said in a Facebook post that her husband died of a stroke after spending 2 weeks in a Miami Beach hospital. She attributed his death to a strong reaction to the COVID vaccine, which she said he had received on December 18th. Now, Pfizer has issued an official statement, which I'll just read. To date, millions of people have been vaccinated, and we are closely monitoring all adverse events in individuals receiving our vaccine. Pfizer also said it is important to note that serious adverse events, including deaths that are unrelated to the vaccine, are unfortunately likely to occur at a similar rate as they would in the general population. As of this moment, Pfizer is stating that this reaction has not occurred or been reported in other vaccine recipients. So, translation, Pfizer is saying that as millions of people get these vaccines, there are going to be deaths that would normally occur, and that these deaths may not be at all related to receiving the vaccine. So we just have to stay tuned for the full investigation of the scientists and the experts, the medical experts, and watch what else is happening as these vaccines continue to be taken by the public during this pandemic. Now, there was a social media post that's going around that says that 6 people have died from the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine. So I'm doing the investigation because I've learned, unfortunately, through my own experience of passing along information that I have received from social media only to look it up and fact check it and find that it's not correct. So what's the truth? Well, it is true that 6 people died during the Pfizer clinical trials, but only 2 of these volunteers had received the vaccine, and the other 4 were in the placebo group. So of the 2 that died, 1 had a cardiac arrest, a heart attack, 62 days after their second dose of the 2-dose vaccination, and died 3 days later from the heart attack. And the other person died from what's listed as arteriosclerosis. In lay terms, that's clogged arteries, 3 days after the first dose of the vaccine. Are these cardiac events related to the Pfizer vaccine? Well, I don't know. But I also did other research. I just kept digging to see what else I could learn. And I did learn that in Portugal, a healthcare worker who got the Pfizer vaccine on her job died 2 days after getting the Pfizer vaccine at home on New Year's Day. She suffered a sudden death at home. And then in Norway, there were 2 very elderly nursing home residents who died after getting the first dose of the Pfizer vaccine. Both were of advanced age, and the Norway government did not attribute the deaths to the Pfizer vaccine and said that they could be coincidental. There was 1, and then I went to look at Moderna deaths. There was 1 COVID-19 related death in the Moderna vaccine clinical trial. And this death occurred in the placebo group who did not receive the vaccine. So that's all I could find so far about deaths from the vaccine. So I just wanted to share that with you all in full transparency. I've also learned that of the 9 million people who have received the messenger RNA vaccines here in the United States, there have been 29 cases of anaphylaxis, which is that severe life-threatening allergic reaction that can occur after the vaccines. None of those people, fortunately, died. So, as I said, in full transparency, I wanted to bring this information forward. I don't know if these deaths are related to the Pfizer vaccine, but I'm committed to bringing forth the information and sharing it. So we just have to stay tuned. We have to watch out for social media rumors. There's so many of them. We know that rollout of these vaccines here in the United States have been snagged by shortages, delays, and sadly, politics. We also know that we are facing a huge burden of coronavirus cases here in the United States and around the world. Here in the United States, we're at over 23 million people who've gotten infected, and that number is believed to be a gross undercount, with almost 400,000 people who have died. We will easily reach 400,000 people by the beginning of February, probably before the end of this month. And worldwide, coronavirus cases now are more than 92 million people around the world, with deaths almost at 2 million people. So we have a lot to do. We're not out of the woods yet. There are many vaccines that are still in clinical trial. And I don't doubt that there will be adverse events just because of the number of people who are going to get these vaccines. And again, many of these people have high-risk conditions. So folks, that's the information. That's my message today. I'm sharing with you so again, you can make your decisions fully informed about whether you get this vaccine. As for me, personally, my decision is to keep going forward. I still plan to get the vaccine. I will get whatever vaccine is available to me first. I won't jump the line, but when my turn comes, I will roll up my sleeve and get my shot in the arm. This is Dr. Rhonda Johnson. My views are my own. Stay safe, folks. Continue to practice prevention and have a blessed day.